Do you ever feel like sometimes your family or your closest friends don't see the growth that you've been experiencing, but complete strangers in an online community will be the first to support you and see that growth and see that special something? Talking about this incredible sense of community, new community, building new friendships or new support groups on social media. I'm talking about YouTube, I'm talking about TikTok. TikTok is this incredible platform that has live communities, mentoring groups. You learn so much, and I'm just joined this incredible mentoring group that's run by this chap called Brandon Meyer. He's a very successful e-commerce guy on TikTok. He goes live every night, and for the last few years has been very successful. Him and his wife, they've got 5 kids. They're only 32 or something, and he just gives out so much information, and willingly, because he's had great success doing what he's doing. But what he touched on last night was how he tries to pass on this information to his closest friends because he sees that they need help financially, right? And so he has he tries to pass on this information to his friends and his family, and they ignore him. They laugh him off and think he's crazy, that he doesn't know what he's talking about, or that it's just BS. And here's someone who did come from absolute nothing, like he talks about it. And in the last 2 years from his e-commerce, and many trials and errors, he's made $1.6 million, not made, but what he's sold, turned his life around. And he's got so much wisdom. He's studied hard, put a lot into self-improvement. And so we were talking about this, and it's come up. My family is very supportive. I'm very, very lucky. But sometimes when you're posting stuff about what you might be going through, or how you're shifting and how things are changing, and sometimes even your closest friends don't fully understand, and there's this idea that familiarity might breed contempt, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but sometimes you just kind of, and another new friend of mine today in my community on TikTok Live, she was talking about it. She's been getting some very disparaging, non-supportive messages from her family and friends. So there's this incredible idea of liberty that you get from joining a new community, and there's a lot of spiritual unfolding going on with this, because you're finding a new voice, you're finding a new truth, or your already existing truth. I know I did a video about the 100,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, and how the vision has already been put in you, right? And how the oak tree is already in the acorn, and the butterfly is already in the caterpillar, and all those wonderful metaphors, right? And so these platforms, YouTube, Shorts, TikTok Live, are really this incredible green light to say, you know what, just speak, right? But then that imposter syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, kicks in, and because you're worried about what other family members or old friends or whatever might say, it's a big hurdle, and it's been coming up over and over again in the new communities that I've joined. But what I've found is, and this is again, I'm very, very greatly supported by many wonderful friends and family, greatly supported. Sometimes I'm from Australia, and sometimes there's cynicism and sarcasm. I should have made my son's bed for him. Anyway, sometimes the cynicism and sarcasm bothers me, because I'm on a different street where I'm really craving support. And so all of this to say that if you do feel like you're alone or you're unsupported, you know, just know that you're not crazy. You're just evolving, and you're opening up to new realms of support. You know, the ones who you are meant to find, the ones who are meant to find you will show up, right? When the student is ready, the teacher emerges. Or when the teacher is ready, the student emerges, or whatever that is. Both ways work, right? And that's, you know, that's why I feel like I've been doing what I'm doing. I created this content creator cheat code course to really enable and encourage people, individuals, to just speak. To hell with any other commentary. Just sit down, take action, and speak what you know, your wisdom, your wonderful life story. I'm just checking my notes. This is really raw for me. It's been a challenging year or two, and so I'm you know, I won't go into it too much because there's so much to touch on, but I'm venturing down a new path and learning and practicing new muscles, you know, posting on. So I've been a content creator for 30 plus years, as you know. I've worked in TV production for that long. So yeah, we create content, but in the new sense of the word, you know, this is new for me, you know. Being on this side of the camera, I've been directing and producing and director of photography for a long time, you know. So this is a new journey for me. This is me putting myself out there. Okay, what else is available? Universe, spirit, God, you know. And it's a great adventure. And so this is why I produced my courses. They're a great offering. You know, there's a lot of noise out there. Of course, there's a lot of free information, but you know, where is that information coming from? Who's it coming from? You know, so there's so much unfolding with this stuff. You know, the idea of building a tribe is another big thing. You know, you're adding value in people's lives, and in turn they are adding value in my life. You know, very different to childhood friends or people that you've known, that I've known all my life. Very, very different. Enormous value in ways that I didn't expect. So I would encourage you, if you're feeling intimidated or holding back, don't do it. Check in with me, DM me, sincerely, message me. You know, I'll send you my courses. We'll chat. Right? I want to support you. It's really important. This is a monumental time. Momentous time to jump in, get your feet wet, or as my mentor Brandon says, put your feet to the fire. You know, there's so much out there for us, so much. And now in this new, I believe it's a new, you know, because I know I've been in it for a long time. Social media, of course, has been around a long time. Let's say 20 years, right? Whenever the first Facebook or first YouTube video came out. YouTube, I can't remember now, 20 years maybe. But it's a really dynamic new time. TikTok Live, TikTok has changed the face of it as well. YouTube is still fantastic, different. But it's a new time. There is tools out there. There is support. You will find communities, right? There is no excuses anymore. You will find a community that is supportive and loving and will pump your tires up, okay? Hit me up, DM me, we'll talk, I'll support you. I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, much love. Ciao.